As a 13 too, so it's a pretty big duck.
No mere duck, but of course the opportunity for it to just have 0 as well. So make sure you play that card carefully. Akai versus Praetorian. Maybe we'll see Hamza Blade. I mean, I could see a situation where it blows out Hector, right? Right? Hamza Blade versus Hector.
Hamza Blade, yeah.
Especially if you go first, he plays. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter because Hector's 7, so you can play Hamza Blade, right? Because it's 2 and 5. Is that correct?
It's 2 and 5, 7, yeah.
Wow, I never made these connections before because Sword was really behind. But how's this game looking? What are these hands like? Take it away, guys.
All right. Akai's hand is what you would expect, and this is very aggressive. So this is exactly what you would expect to see. He's got a curve. He's got the Novice Trooper. He's got Konoichi on 2, like he already had. So he's definitely get some damage in. I mean, this is exactly the type of hand he wants.
For sure.
Praetorian's hand is, well, it got a little better with the Grimnir.
The Grimnir made it much better. Yeah.
Prior to that, it was kind of but the Grimnir is actually really helped his hand.
Akai actually has a throwback card in his hand, Fervid Soldier. It's a 2 play point 2/2, so just a regular fighter. But it also has the effect of whenever you play a commander, it gets +1 attack. So pretty neat.
Yep.
Not a card we really see anymore at all.
Praetorian is
really? I guess because he has the Erd follow-up next turn, he doesn't mind getting hit in the face.
That's so greedy. It's so greedy.
We'll see.
It's greedy.
Against Sword? You think so? You're just committed to it. That's greedy, period.
It's greed!
Destiny calls.
Gets the Erd onto Attendant of Night. He can evolve this turn as well, so I don't know, I think I kind of like this.
Man, I'm not bothering to trade. If I'm Akai, I'm not bothering to trade into anything. All of it's going to your face, okay?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. But if Akai does that, I mean, Praetorian's got 10 damage just chilling on the board, so never mind. Shadow Flame is pretty good. Ooh, he goes for the Luminous Mage. I think he's actually going to go for Evolving the Knight here. Yeah! And then go face.
Yeah, see, exactly. All face.
Get in there and fight, and then the Luminous Knight will trade as well, so.
Yup. So, see? All face. And he still has 2 Evo points. So for those who don't know, Luminous Mage, when it summons a Luminous Knight, and it allows you to evolve an allied commander for 0 evolution points. That means you don't lose any Evo points for evolving Luminous Mage, Luminous Knight, or any other commander that you may have in play.
Akai's going to be able to push another 5 damage this turn with the Alwita's Vanguard. What an interesting card. It's not going to play Alwita's. He's going to save it for next turn, go for Ephemera this turn, and evolve for that 5 still.
I love it. I love it. All face.
Yep, he just still gets in that 5 damage.
So, I think he's being punished for his greed.
Maybe, yeah, it's possible this entire chain of events has just been a snowball effect from the beginning. Grimnir will have to happen this turn. Grimnir has to come down.
Yeah, not only does it have to come down, but it won't even matter. Because
it won't prevent
with his command, he'll evolve the ward, trade into the Grimnir, hit face for 3. Thanks for playing. Next game.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
He'll hit face for 4, actually, thanks to Ephemera.
Oh, right. Well, 3 because he's at 3, but you know what I mean. Dead.
Right. He'll put him in -1. Ooh, it's actually going to evolve the Grimnir.
My power is uncontrollable.
Sure.
But that doesn't do anything if it attacks. Actually, it doesn't do anything, period. Since that can just attack it. Oh, he's gonna trade here. Okay.
Well, yeah, it doesn't stop anything. And he drew another Alwedas just because he didn't have one.
Alwedas. Yeah, because of Ephemera's +1 attack, the pirate can just trade anyway. So.
Get out of here. And, yep, there it is.
And Praetorian falling prey to aggro again.
Feels bad.
I'm sure he's not feeling it right now. That was a great battle, even.
Like,
feels bad, man. Feels Praetorian, man.
Yeah, apparently so, because he had to leap up defeat. He just like, see, that entire scenario would have been better if he had played that Grimnir earlier.
Right. Yeah, actually, yes. I mean, he ended up eventually playing both Grimnirs, but the one turn difference probably made a pretty big difference there.
So the sword deck ended up being pretty aggro. I feel like Swordcraft is one of those decks that you kind of, just by nature of all the cards that are available to you, you kind of are, you just play a little bit of everything no matter what, right? Like, you always play Luminous Mage, you always kind of play Albert, your 1 through 4s are fairly similar for the most part, but how do you like that Swordcraft deck in particular? Obviously, we talk a lot about Swordcraft and rolling the perfect curve, kind of winning out in many situations if you do so. Is that still true? Is this deck better suited for that in the current meta? How'd you guys like it?
To me, the only, I guess, big difference between this and really any other sword list was that I was running Fervor Soldier. You don't really see that card a lot. Really, ever. So, that was really the only difference. The rest of it just played exactly like most sword decks right now play. Very aggressive, very on curve. He hit his curve. He hit everything. So, to me, it was just, garden variety kitchen sink sword, man.
Kitchen sink sword. So, next up, Akai has to play now Karabos Bat Blood. And Praetorian has a choice of whichever deck he chooses. So Akai only one game away from winning. It's going to be Blood versus Shadow. And how does Karabos face off against Shadow? What are its particular strengths or weaknesses in this matchup?
Karabos Blood does pretty well if it's on the play. On the draw, not so amazingly, but it still can hold its own, of course. Karabos against Shadow creates inevitability. So, because it's always going to be doing that damage, and Shadow isn't really running any heals unless they for some reason are running Kawis. So it does create inevitability. But, yeah.
I do think, however, Akai has a pretty good chance considering that Praetorian's hand is absolutely terrible.
Yeah. Usually Urias is really not so great on the draw, but because Praetorian's hand is not so amazing right now, he's going to be stuck on an attended on 3, and oh well, okay, sure. So he'll have the Erd shenanigans for 4 again, I guess. But
this time he can't evolve, so it's a much weaker play. He also just donates bats doing that, so...
Yeah. Now he could.
I think going for the Orthrus, he goes for the Orthrus almost immediately. Yeah. Oh no.
And it missed.
He does still get the trade.
And he rolled his eyes. He's like, oh man.
Yeah.
He's like, I really wish I had hit that.
Ooh, another Urias is actually pretty strong here, but Vanya into 7 Bloodkin is much stronger.
So, for those who don't know, Vania, whenever a allied forest bat comes into play, it deals 1 damage to the enemy leader. And when she is evolved, she produces a forest bat. So, on her own, she'll produce deal 1 damage, and then the other card that Akai played was Summon Bloodkin, which summons 2 forest bats. So, he summoned bats, and then got one off of that, so he got basically a whole board of bats, just playing 2 cards in an Evo.
Praetorian's in kind of a weird situation, can only play 1 card out of his hand, and I think honestly trading the Lich into Vanya into just playing Orthrus and evolving her is his best line here, as it would prevent the most damage. I think that's just his plan right now. I think he's on damage control.
Well, I mean, he might not have to do that. He could still play Soul Squasher to take out the Vania. He would use his shadows, but he would still Evo and then be able to take out 3 things on the board, leaving only 2 bats. So
true. He's gonna reset the Vanya.
At all.
Okay.
He's trying to keep his shadows. I don't know if this is a time you really want to be trying to keep your shadows. Personally, I think that just taking as much damage off the board as possible when you're at 11 against aggro blood, I think you would want to take all the damage away as much as you could.
Mm-hmm.
And he went face.
He actually went face. Wow. Okay.
He went face. Like, this man says, "I have no fear."
Wow. I mean, realistically, Akai's hand can't exactly capitalize on that too much. So. But Praetorian couldn't have known that. So.
Couldn't have known that, right?
Play.
It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like couldn't have known that. So, yeah.
He's probably trying to put Akai in a situation where he has to trade, because Orthrus is in play, so he probably wants him to force him to trade.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know, man. I think I would have preferred taking a damage off board. Yeah, I think I would have preferred doing that. But anyway, so he is... Oh, I think he's just making space. Okay, yeah, okay. He's just making space.
He was making space, yeah.
Alright, he's going to use this to trade into the Lich. Go face with the others.
I like this a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm. So now, anything he plays, he's going to take at least 1 point of damage. I mean, maybe not the Soul Squasher. But this is yet another position where... had he had played the card the previous turn, he might not be in as bad a position now.
That's true.
He left up way too much damage. Way too much damage. And it could end up being his undoing. So... I mean, yeah. He could play Soul Squasher on that and then play Orthrus. So, I mean, he will be able to clear out... Actually, yeah, he'll be able to clear out all but one bat.
He can just clear everything but 1 bat, true. He does have Eater next turn, too, so this is actually a pretty good spot for him.
Gotta take what opponents you get.
Alright, so trades, he leaves 1 bat in play. He has Ektar, but he'll only be able to produce 1 zombie off of it because he'll only have 4 shadows coming next to him.
Ooh. That Razor Claw is actually... Nah, that's not good enough.
No, it's not lethal. It's not lethal.
He's faring... It was almost good, but he's facing too much damage on board for it to really matter, I think. He is going to go for face damage, though.
I can't imagine a world where he trades. Okay?
Yeah.
I can't imagine it. Like, why would you ever trade? Okay. Okay. So, Razor Claw was a good draw. Now... yeah, man. I guess he can trade out the board and play Ektar and then use his remaining zombie after trading with the Urius and the big bat to just clear off the board. So this would force Akai to basically draw 2 more damage.
Right. Urius trade with the 3/3 and then 4/2 into the bat, so you actually get the shadow to get the zombie. Don't
misorder the play. Don't. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so he's gonna choose to keep the. Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna choose to. Yeah. Okay. Leave the Squasher alive instead. Okay.
This head can't be taken.
I think that's fine. He will get the 1 zombie. He will be able to trade. So, provided nothing dies, he actually has lethal with the 2nd Ektar.
Ooh.
And never mind. Never mind. Forget everything.
Exact lethal with exact play points.
and then hits him with the my apologies. And
Praetorian's face right now. We just witnessed the birth of a player who hates Bloodcraft. It's so beautiful because Praetorian realizes
why would you
it's like,
want
man,
that? Like,
aggro.
yeah.
Aggro being very successful here, and both times Praetorian on the receiving end of it. 2-0 Akai will take the win. And Praetorian has not been having a good day. It was his double day today and just took 2 losses. And that's gonna be rough, especially at the end of the third week in the round robin here. If you receive 3 losses, you are no longer in the